The way they introduced me to AI got me curious about it, and since then I've been fascinated with it and have been doing stuff in that area. Almost 20 people now. We've helped small businesses save almost 1 lakh INR to date. And yeah,
Hey guys, this is Hasni Lakshmi Narayanan. Welcome back to the channel. This is the first step where I interview young achievers. If in case you're new to the channel and if you didn't know about me earlier, to give a short introduction, I am Hasni. I'm 13 years old, studying in Chettinad Vidyashram in Chennai in Tamil Nadu, India. I am a young nutritional ambassador for the government of Tamil Nadu, where we address taboo topics and spread nutritional related messages to adolescent girls and for 0 to 6 children and their mothers. As well as I'm an author, a TEDx speaker, a freelance writer for the Hindu School edition, and the first step is being supported by CIT, Chennai Institute of Technologies, which is the #2 engineering college in Tamil Nadu, India. Well, without further delay, let's welcome our guest for the day. To give a short introduction about him, he is the founder, CEO of Visard, as well as he's featured in a lot of magazines and a lot of newspapers, which include Your Story Times, and he is also a part of the Intel AI for Youth, and he is 16 years old. Would you even believe that? We have Varun Arora joining us today from Karnataka. We're very much honored to have you here. Hi Varun, thanks for joining. And I hope.
Thank you so much, Hasani, for having me here today.
To begin with the very first question, what fascinated you about AI and tech? Because there's this story behind every person, which I personally love listening to, and I hope all of us do, right? And tech is something which pretty much attracts all of us in today's world. But how did it happen to you?
So my fascination with AI began with the AI for Youth program by Intel. So I had no idea about what AI is and stuff like that, but I really loved trying new things. So when I got selected for the Intel AI for Youth program, I said, sure, let's try this out. And that's what really hooked me on to AI. The way they introduced me to AI got me curious about it. And since then, I've been fascinated with it and have been doing stuff in that area.
That's really amazing. Now you also run an organization. That's Visard.org. Now, curious, why did you name it this way? And secondly, tell us about how the organization works, what does it aim for, what's its progress so far. Yeah, most stuff.
Sure. So the name actually comes from the initials of the people who decided to start some project. So the V in Visard it stands for my name in it. And then similarly, we have other letters that stand for other members who are a part of it. And the idea behind Visard is that we're making technology accessible to these small business owners by making it affordable. So if we take websites as an example, an agency would charge like 20 to 30,000 for just building a simple website, and we will help out a small business owner at a tenth of that cost. And regarding our progress so far, the team is almost 20 people now. We've helped small businesses save almost 1 lakh INR to date. And yeah, and we're also backed by advisors who have worked at big companies like Thomson Reuters, EY. They've alumni of Stanford and NUS, Harvard. So yes, that's our progress till now. One angle is helping the whole small businesses with technology side, and the second angle of it is that we're preparing the youth for the future by giving them the actual experience in real business situations, because they have the opportunity to work in real business situations, they're interacting with clients, they're managing teams. So yeah, it really prepares them for the future of working.
Cool. Please, that's amazing. I mean, I'm glad that a bunch of teenagers or youths, let's say, have made so much progress across. And best of luck for the team and you to lead a more beautiful success in the future in as well. Moving on. Share your experience being in AI for you, because reading about you, I really have understood that that has a lot, added a lot of values into your journey. So yeah, over to you.
So I think AI for Youth is what really started my whole journey into tech and into basically doing things that I really like. So it started in 2019. It started off as a 4-month program, at the end of which we create a social impact AI project. But at the end, even though the program did end in 2020, around that time, I have been continuing to do stuff with them. So I have given AI sessions to I've given AI sessions on their platform. I have showcased at various national and international level events. Just last month, I had the opportunity to present to Intel's CEO. So I did that in April. I went to Delhi and showcased a project I built in AI, and that was a really great experience.
That's amazing. And if you can please share about the project which you presented to uh, the founder of AI. So, I mean, CEO, if I'm right. Okay?
Yes, I did
Yeah,
present
sorry.
to the Intel CEO.
Huh.
Right, so the project is called the AI Reading Assistant, and it helps small children between the ages of like 5 to 10 years old learn how to read. And while there are, apps and websites that teach children how to read, all of them require the child to use a laptop or a tablet, which increases the screen time. And that's very undesirable. So this AI Reading Assistant, it taught a child how to read, and the child does not need to use any screen. He or she can directly use a book kept in front of him or her.
Cool. And is there any resources as to how people can, buy, or where can they get it from? Is it out yet?
So, right now, it is not public. It is a project that I'm still working on improving the user experience and things like that.
Cool. Then you can expect it soon for the people who are watching the video. Best of luck for the launch. Moving on. Other projects which you're currently working on apart from this particular, that's the AI assistant, if I'm right. Reading assistant. Sorry. Not that.
Right, so other projects I'm working on currently, there's no big project as such because Visard in itself, it really has a lot of things, a lot of different things that we offer to the small businesses, and it's like a lot of mini projects within Visard. So primarily that's what takes my time right now.
Cool. That's amazing. And one, I guess could be the most asked question. How do you manage time when it comes to you also being an entrepreneur, working for your organization, building stuff as well as, managing your education, being in 12th grade especially. Um, so yeah, over to you.
So honestly, the whole pandemic did help with the time situation. A lot of time got saved in not having to travel, and even school hours were reduced, so that did help. And yeah, till now it's all been online, and I will really have to think how I will manage time when physical school does start next month.
Cool. Then we'll be back again asking you the question. And
Yes.
yeah, of course, online was pretty much helpful for me in as well. So I can relate to the same. Moving on. So again, this could be the most asked question to most people who are into AI and who are into web developing and stuff. Can AI replace human activities and resources? Could it be the future tomorrow?
So I think it does replace humans in one aspect, but the way people look at it is that it will be the end, that it's going to replace everyone and that's it, the end. But people need to actually pay attention to the fact that it's just displacement, it's not really replacement. So what's happening is that some jobs, they might be replaced by AI, but it creates new jobs in other fields. Like, who's going to look after all of this AI, who's going to manage it? So it's really just displacement, and the way you need to benefit out of it, or the way you need to survive this displacement, really is by upgrading your skills and being up to date with the latest technology.
That's an amazing answer. Of course, it's just something which is going to be more helpful and reduce work of people rather than, yes, the perspective is very right that people see it as just an end and not something which is leading up to a new development. And that's an amazing answer. Thanks for sharing about it. Moving on, what are your other hobbies? What do you generally like doing apart from you know building websites, or helping people who run small startups? Something apart from that, if there is something which you like, other extracurricular activities.
Right, so recently I have started cycling quite a bit. So I go to nearby lakes or other places. That's pretty fun, especially considering we were all locked in during the whole COVID thing. That's been really fun, and that's something I've been doing recently. Apart from that, hobbies, I really don't get a lot of time to focus on hobbies or things like that. But an interesting thing that a lot of people don't really do right now is collecting coins and currencies. That's something I do.
Well, that's fascinating because I've been too addicted to history and especially the ancient currencies. So I'm glad that someone is here doing this. Cool. Moving on. Last question. What are your future plans? And also, adding on to that, if there is something which you'd like to change in this society, what would that be?
All right. So I think my future plans after I complete 12th, I would like to study computer science with a focus in AI in a university abroad. And after that, I would like to gain some real corporate experience in the whole tech industry so that I can understand it better and know how it actually functions. And yes, the end goal is to be an entrepreneur. So that's what it is. That's what about my future plans and ambitions. And regarding one thing I would like to change is, I think the education system really needs a lot of change. We really need to focus on what students want to learn and also the way it is taught. We need to go down the experience path, the projects path, rather than the whole theoretical aspect of it.
Definitely. I agree on the same. And also, just adding on to it, there are a lot many schools which I guess is called open school. Well, the curriculum is the same though, but the student gets to choose which subject which they want to like study. Probably like business studies, which leads you into entrepreneurship. Yeah, more stuff like that. And again, thanks for the wonderful answers. I had great time interacting with you, and I hope you did as well. And the listeners enjoyed this interview. If you did, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Click on the bell icon for further updates from the first step. And stay tuned for the next video. Signing off, this is Varun here and Hasini. I'll see you all next week. Bye bye. Have a good day.